Hi guys, today we're going to look at understanding the basics of poetry. And to do that, we're going to talk about poetic form. Now, poetic form is just the physical structure of a poem, okay? And it's made up of these four things. It's made up of line, a line of poetry, stanza, which is just a group of lines that come before a break. Kind of think of those like a paragraph. Rhyme, which is similar or exact sounds, and then rhythm, a pattern of sounds, or as some people like to call it, the beat of the poem. Okay, so to talk about those things, we're going to use a very familiar poem. This is by Robert Frost called Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening. Now, this poem, to start with, we'll just take a look at it. You can see that it is written in lines. We've got 4, 8, 12, 16 lines, okay? Each one of those is a line. And then these lines are put together, like I said, in little paragraphs, and we call those stanzas. So you can see we've got 4 lines there. That makes up stanza 1. 4 more, stanza 2. The next 4, stanza 3, and then finally stanza 4, okay? Now let's talk about rhyme, okay? Rhyme, like I said, is just that exact or similar sound of words. So if we read this out loud, we'll be able to hear the rhyme. Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. Can you hear the rhyme? It's coming at the end of the line. So they actually call that end rhyme when it comes at the end of a line, okay? We're going to look at these sounds and the pattern that they have in the poem. We call this rhyme scheme, okay? Which is basically just a pattern of rhyme, okay? So here we go. We're going to look at this first stanza. We can see that no and though and snow all seem to rhyme. So we're going to label that with the first letter in the alphabet, A. They all rhyme. But here, that's a new sound. So we're going to give it the next letter in the alphabet, B. Now let's look at our next stanza. We've got queer. Does that rhyme with anything in the previous stanza? It doesn't rhyme with no and though and snow, but it does rhyme with here. So we're going to mark it as a B. It's a B sound. Queer and here, near and here, year and here, all B sounds. And then lake, that's a new sound. So we're going to label it with the next letter in the alphabet, C. You can kind of start to see a pattern emerging here. So this is our rhyme scheme, our pattern that's starting to unfold. A, B, A, B, B, C, B. So you could probably guess that this next letter, okay, is going to be C if we continue with this third sound, the sound in the third line carrying on to the first line of the next stanza. So we've got shake, mistake, and flake, all C sounds, and a new sound, sweep. So we'll make it D. And then we have a break in the pattern. If you look down, you can see sweep rhymes with deep, which we anticipated that would happen. But then we don't go to a new sound on this third line. It stays with that same sound. So we've got D, 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 and D. Okay? So you can kind of notice that there's an exception to this rhyming pattern here. And possibly this is, Frost's grand finale by showing us that how each line rhymes together here. We know that this poem is coming to an end. Okay? All right, so this is a very quick overview of rhyme scheme and how we can find rhyme in a poem. Now let's talk about rhythm, okay? The hardest part about rhythm is spelling it right? Okay, so rhythm is that beat in the poem. And when we read it out loud, you can hear that beat. Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. So you can kind of hear that down, down, up, down, up, down, up sound that's happening here. We call this rhythm, okay? And if we are to look at rhythm, we can see that poets achieve this by putting a certain number of syllables in each line. So we've got 8 syllables in each line. Now that doesn't necessarily mean we have 8 words, we have 8 syllables. Okay, so a syllable, if you remember what syllables are, they are parts of words that contain a single vowel sound. So for example, we might take the word homework. You can hear it has two parts to it, homework. Okay, so that's 2 syllables. Versus book, that's 1 sound, so 1 syllable. So each of these lines are broken up into 8 syllables, okay? And we can hear that down up. When we mark, we could really get into pentameter and all that stuff, but I think for the sake of today, we're just gonna look at how this rhythm kind of makes a down up sound, and we'll mark it with a down up beat. So we can hear it starting down. Whose woods? These are, I think, I know. So this would be the unstressed part of the line, then a stressed word in the line, an unstressed word in the line, and a stressed word in the line, so that it gives that kind of, like I said, that down up, down up, down up sound in the line. It continues through. His house is in the village though, and you can see that one's broken up into 2 syllables, but still has that down up beat. So that's just kind of a brief overview on poetic form by looking at line, stanza, rhyme, and rhythm.